welcome back. We're still on our 2012 F-150 with our twin-turbo V6 motor in it. We have cranked up the knob. We got our Stage 3 Motorsports kit all installed. The tuner's ready to go.
Yeah, man.
But we got more.
Whew, the icing on the cake, 50 shades. Oh, yeah. We're talking snow performance, boost cooler. This is a methanol injection kit. Now, when you think about it, sometime back in World War II, some people say from Germany, I like to think he's from America, came up with the idea of injecting this, all right, along with, that's water.
Water.
All right, for cooling properties and methanol into a plane to get the higher ceiling into some of those dogfights and more lift off the aircraft carrier. Now, if you think about it, okay, you ever step out of a pool on kind of a breezy day and you get that cold shiver? Well, that's the pool water as it evaporates and absorbing some of your body heat. That's called latent heat of vaporization. Now, the same thing happens inside the cylinder when you inject some of this along with some of that into the cylinder. As it goes from one state to the other, from liquid to gas and evaporates, it's in there snatching up a bunch of that heat, all right, and carrying it right out the tailpipe.
Yeah, so there's two ways to increase how much performance you can get. Raising the NOx ceiling by cooling or by octane, and this system has both. The nice thing you can do is put it in a small tank, maybe a slightly bigger tank, and when you stomp on it, this controller right here is going to control when it adds it, as you need it, to give you tons of performance, and something like this goes real well with a turbo, so you can crank it up. High compression NA motor, you're out running race gas everywhere, you run something like this, it saves you money and it makes big power.
And I gotta tell you, I've run Snow Performance for a decade plus. I love their stuff. Easy to put in, all plug and play. So I'm gonna get to working on the truck. Kev, you get to geeking out on the board back here, my man.
All right, I'm gonna show you a little bit more about what's going on inside your motor already today, and then you can get a better idea of how this is helping you out. Now come on over here. Now, this is a typical torque curve right here, right? So torque and RPM. Now, most of you guys might not realize it, but all you racers do, in this higher part of your torque curve, as you're building a lot more heat, you're flowing a lot more heat through the exhaust, past the valves, you're actually enriching. So you're putting more fuel in there than you need, more than you need for power or anything else. But there's two reasons why it's in there. It's cooling, but what it's doing is it's cooling parts, and it's cooling the combustion. That cooler combustion means you can throw more spark at it and you can make more power. So you're really just taking fuel right now in your normal engine, your production car, your race car, and you're kind of throwing it away in the sense that you're just cooling stuff. Well, the water methanol injection system lets you do that, but again, on your own terms when you need it in a much more efficient way. Now, you're squeezing that piston. If I don't ignite, if I just let it squeeze and unsqueeze, if I have a closed throttle, I get a little pressure buildup. When the piston comes back down, goes away. If I open the throttle a little bit more, like a heavy load, but I don't fire it, right? So as I increase the load, the cylinder pressure is going up. Well, normally I'll fire this thing with a spark plug. Now I'm burning and I'm starting to build big pressure. So all of this over here is what's giving you the energy making horsepower. Well, somewhere up here is that knock limit. You get a certain pressure and a certain temperature that fuel self-ignites. So if I can come in here and I can lower that temperature, I can move this window up, I can boost this sucker even more, and I can still keep making power. So that's kind of the science about what a system like this is going to do. Let's get over there, finish buttoning it up so we can make some more dyno pulls. Okay, a couple more fittings there. We'll get that nozzle all in the spacer plate that we mounted earlier today, give you a little trick on that. The really cool thing about the new boost cooler is the fact you really don't have to do any wiring, okay? All right, everything comes in these weather packs, which is really nice. You know you're gonna get a good connection when you hear this thing go click, got a good connection there. Really plug and play systems, make it really nice, really smooth. Find a 12-volt key on, you're good to go. Show you something else, man. Now this is pretty trick. This is the nozzle. Here's the line that comes with you. You want a clean slice on that line. Make sure there's no burrs or debris, and really it just slides in just like that. And you're good to go. It's done.
Yeah. And a lot of people think because we say we're injecting water, they think it's like
fire hose.
Yeah, fire hose. So I set something up here to show you just how fine of a mist it really is. And to demonstrate that, we got a little nozzle hooked up. I'll give you a little demonstration. Now look at that. Really sweet, fine little mist. Imagine that in the combustion chamber, grabbing all that heat, man, acting as a great knock suppression, right at the tailpipe.
Ready to make some big power.
Yeah.
Now to set the rest of the system up, it's just as easy as this. We mounted a little tank in the rear. We did a 5-gallon, which is a bigger version, so we can do lots of big, heavy hits. Now, you can do a small, like a 3-quart under the hood. So that's simple. Now, we got a couple things to tie into. We got main power off the underdash.
Right, a little 12-volt key on, you're good to go with that.
Yep. So I have a fuse box, and then we're going to monitor 2 things. So manifold pressure and fuel rail pressure. The standalone computer is watching what the engine's doing and knows when to add the boost juice.
Exactly.
So makes it simple and easy. From here, I think we're ready to start downloading some tunes.
Hey, thanks for coming back to us. Now, it's the moment of truth, right? All right, you've imported a new tune, added a water methanol injection, couple degrees of timing. Now realize, we got a couple spins on this thing on the dyno, so she's a little heat soaked, okay? That's exactly what the water methanol injection is really for. Now let's see how she does.
Pretty impressive stuff. So we picked up the blue curve here over top of the green. It's about 30 to 50 foot-pounds all the way across the board. And if we look at power down here, we're picking up about 28 horsepower, again, on top of the tune, by going in, now customizing it ourselves with a few degrees of spark, turning on the water methanol.
Yeah.